ladies and gentlemen, coming off the heels of his unanimous decision victory over Jamarcus Hall at NFC 150, we would like to introduce and welcome our guy, Tony Hope, to the NFC Now podcast. Undefeated Tony Hope, that is. Tony, what's up, bro?
What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
Is he in?
Yep.
Voila, there he goes. Tony Hope, what's up, bro?
Nothing much, man. I'm chilling, man. I'm at school, so I just getting out of some classes and wrapping everything up.
Word on the street, man, is that you're you go to the Georgia State University.
Yep, I do. Yep.
What you studying, bro? That's what's up, man. What you studying?
Journalism. So I want to be a sports analyst for a career, or rather, I am going to be a sports analyst for a career. So talking about MMA, Muay Thai, basketball, football, like on a podcast similar to this. That's my main, goal.
Hey, man, you're looking at somebody that went to the Georgia State University and sat in them same damn classes, them same journalism classes with the same hope and the same goal, bro. So I'm rooting for you big time, man. Some of your professors, do you have any, like, I was dealing a lot with my man, I'm thinking about him. He was an old dude. He had white hairs. He was the head of the journalism department.
Nah, I haven't met him yet because I'm only a sophomore, so I still got a little ways to go.
Indeed, man. Still got a little ways to go, man. But you're undefeated in fighting right now, man. In Muay Thai, undefeated fighter, just coming off the heels of a big victory this past weekend, man, against Jamarcus Hall. Walk us through the fight.
Man, this was the most collected and calm I've ever been. I've only had 4 fights all this year, but I could just tell like my energy in this fight was different. Like I wasn't nervous, no anxiety. No self-doubt. That's a big one for me. No self-doubt. And I feel like this fight was the best showcase of my hard work. Like I was just looking back at some of the videos I have, and it just looked very technically sound, relaxed. Like I wasn't frantically doing anything like I noticed in my last 3 fights. But it was just a fun experience. Like it was super fun.
It was crazy because you talk about being calm, man. And I remember as I was introducing you into the crowd, I'm like Tony Hope, and like you were just very stoic, bro. There was no emotions. It was just like you were focused on the goal. Was that the case when that was taking place?
See, and it's funny because leading up to the fight, I always have in my head, this is what I'm gonna do when I get out there. This is what I'm gonna do when I win. But man, that night I heard you, and I was internally, I was just so poised. Like I'm ready to go to work. Like this is my first fight with no shin guards. This is my first fight where, there is a serious threat of like danger. Like when we have headgear and shin guards on, we can kind of be a little relaxed because the consequences might not be as ruthless. But this was my first experience with almost like a full free fight, and I was just ready to go do work.
You fought a veteran in Jamarcus Hall, man, somebody that has a lot of fights, man. And, he wasn't scared of you. He went out there. He stood toe-to-toe to you, man. He caught you with a couple of different things, man. What did he teach you, man? Or, like, did anything that he do catch you off guard?
He was so tough. Like, easily the toughest person I fought so far. I was going in with the intent of getting the knockout win. But and in the first round, like, I was, my head kicks, they were landing. And looking back on film, like, my kicks were strong. Like they were really sound. They were landing in the right places, but he just seemed to just shake them off, And he would always come back with some strikes of his own if I got in too close. But the biggest thing I learned from that fight is that experience is very key. Like he was able to stick around that whole fight because of he's been in that cage before. He's fought before with no shin guards. He was able to navigate any troubles that he might have had with me. But it also proved to me though that my hard work pays off. Going into that fight, I only had 3 compared to his 17. Just on paper that doesn't look good for me, but that hard work beats everything.
You say you learned a lot at weigh-ins. This is David here. Did you you learned a lot in the fight? Did you learn at weigh-ins not to leave weigh-ins till we take the photo?
Yeah, I learned my lesson then. I was so hungry. Like I went there, weighed in. I was proud I made weight, and I immediately went up the street to get some tacos. Like I know now though, I'm just gonna stick around. Maybe bring like a little protein bar, banana afterwards, so I can hold off.
That is a tip. Bring a cooler with you with food and Gatorade and Pedialyte and stuff like that to the weigh-ins, knowing you'll be there an hour because we got no weigh-in photo of you and your opponent.
Yeah, I feel bad. Like I still look back. I'm like, man, I really should have had the complete experience, the face-off, the picture, and everything. But I hope I made up with it, or I made up for it during the fight. Like I feel like that fight was pretty entertaining, so it kind of like makes up for it.
You say this was your first real fight without the shin guards and the headgear. Now that it is your first fight, what do you think of it? Do you feel like you want to stay in this sport, or it's not for you?
I definitely want to stay in it. It's I'm just kind of taking it just month by month. Like I'm always striving for constant improvement, and that's just what I've seen. Like this last fight, like I said, this is the best I've ever felt in a ring of any sort. And I definitely think that I have a major future in it, whether that's professional or just just being a menace in the advanced amateur ranks. However it may be, I just want to keep on trying new things and just see where this sport can take me.
Tony, I definitely see all the potential in the world, bro. Like, I think after the fight was over, I came over to you as you were laying on the ground, and I was like, I think your nickname should be the praying mantis, just because like the amount of length that you have in your legs, bro, is crazy. But going back to the reason why you were on the ground, what happened in that third round? And when you pointed at the ground, at first I saw you I thought you got hit, and I thought you were looking at a mouthpiece that maybe fell off the ground. But it looked like the doctor came in and checked you out in some way, shape, or form, man. Could you explain what took place?
Yeah, so in the third round, it was like maybe within the first 30, 45 seconds, I threw a front kick with my lead left leg to his face, and I broke my toe. Um, so it might have clipped him on the chin. I feel like that's what it was. I still couldn't get like a clear video on it, but I think I know I threw a front kick at his face, and I just felt something weird. I brought it down, and I threw a couple of punches afterwards. But then after I got some space, I looked down, pointed at it, just to indicate to the ref, like, all right, I'm good to fight, but just know that this is my toe is broken or it's messed up. So yeah, and I felt when it broke, it didn't hurt or anything like that. It just felt different and weird, and it was just something that I acknowledged and just fought through.
It's crazy that you fought through it too, because like you kept throwing that foot. What foot was it? Was your right?
It was my left.
It was your left foot. I feel like you threw it a couple more times before that fight was over.
Yeah, I did, because it was just I know what happens if the doctor stops it. I don't want to have a loss. Like I don't want to lose. If I lose, I'm gonna go out on my own sword, not because of an injury. So once the referee stopped it and it took me over to the doctor for them to check it out, and I told him like emphatically, I'm like, I'm good to go, and just you can pop it back in or tape it up or however it needs to work, but I'm good to keep fighting. And they said I was good too. And I said, it's the third round. I know I'm winning this fight. So let me just finish strong, make sure I don't take any unnecessary risks, and also just finish with a show. Like keep it as entertaining as possible.
Is it still affecting you or hurting you now?
It's I have it taped up and I have a walking boot on just because I have to go to class and stuff today. But it's not as bad as it was the day afterwards. The day afterwards was the worst. So yesterday, um, I could just feel it throbbing, and I've been taking like little ibuprofens and keeping it iced up. So, but I'm good. Like,
And you train at Bangkok Boxing under one of the legends of Atlanta, Kunpan over there. I know you're young to the game, so you probably haven't experienced Kunpan too much. But talk a little bit about what Kunpan means and what it's like to train under that dude over there.
it's just so like it's crazy to me that my coach, like my primary coach, the person I've been going to for about a year and a half, is a legend of a sport. That's like training under Michael Jordan for basketball. It's just it's crazy to me, and I just always go back and think on it. Like I'm really blessed to be learning from someone like this. No matter how much it is he gives me or how close it is, like I'm still able to pick parts from him, and he looks out for me too because he sees the potential. And I'm just glad that when I picked up this sport, it happened to be at that gym. There's not too many There isn't a gym that is going to offer the same experience as Bangkok. I can promise you.
How did you find Bangkok? Did you just find him on the web, or how'd you hear about him?
Interestingly enough, I live 5 minutes down the road from it, and I lived down the street from it for like 7 years, but never had an interest in like fighting or kickboxing or anything like that. So I never noticed it. But after um, during COVID or the year after the pandemic, so 2021, I was just looking at local schools for Muay Thai, and that was the closest one. I said, let me try that out before anything else. And ever since, the rest is history.
I saw that you had Walt McCord in your corner as well, man. I know Walt lives very close to Bangkok boxing, man. What does it mean to just have like somebody like Walt in your corner?
Like he's a dog. Like I love training with people that are better than me. I feel like that is with everything. You should never be the best at something so early. You always need to be with or around someone who is levels above you and have that respect for them, because y'all can learn a lot from each other. And that's what it was, like, especially this fight camp. Like, I learned a lot from him as he's learned a lot from me, especially just, when managing distance. Like you said, with the nickname that you suggested, Praying Mantis, like, that's what he told me a lot. Use that distance. Your legs are a crazy weapon. Same thing with TJ. Like, I train with TJ a lot too, and he's the NFC champion in the 145 division. So I love just training with people that want to allow me to push myself to greater heights as well as push them.
How tall are you, and what did you weigh in at?
I just keep it safe and say 6'1". Some people say I'm taller than that, but I weighed in at 136.9.
So you're 6'1" and weigh 137 pounds.
Yes, sir. I'm real skinny. I've always been skinny, but I used to be really short. Like, I used to wrestle in high school, so I was just short and skinny. But maybe about 3 years ago, I hit a growth spurt, and it's just been continuing since.
To put that in comparison, I'm 5'3.5" and weigh about 172.
Look, it's crazy. I still look back on it too, or I still think about it rather. Like, that's also a reason why I want to keep on taking this sport far, because it's like there's very few people that are blessed with these very unique and specific, like this archetype. I'm tall, skinny, quick, strong. Like, that's like a really good recipe for greatness.
After the fight, you were talking with Lawson McClure, and you were like, Jesse, I need that belt. I need that belt, man. You've seen other Muay Thai fights in the NFC, man. Did you have a name in general that you wanted to compete against for that belt?
Man, no one specific. Like, I know Cameron, he's really good. Justin, I know he's really good. He reached out to me after the fight. He congratulated me and everything, and we kind of hinted at us possibly fighting soon. But whoever it is, it's all respect, and I want to fight for a belt, because that's just the next step for me now. It's like that's the next challenge. I've paid my dues. I feel like just from this year. I've gone through amateur. I fought against a veteran. Like, this is not someone just starting out or is like on the same level as me. He's a veteran of this sport, and I beat him pretty soundly and entertainingly. So I feel like the next step is a belt. Like, give me a shot. I feel like I know rather that it's going to be entertaining, and I'm gonna come out with a win.
Did you get to watch? I know you were 2 fights before, but did you get to watch the Doug Usher versus Jared Gooden fight? And what did you think of it?
Yes, sir, I did. I was after I, got taped up and everything and said hello to my friends and family. I went down and I watched it cage side, and it was entertaining. Like, it was definitely fun to watch, because I've never seen like a professional MMA fight that close, and those are some big boys. Like, it's not so just the pace of the fight was different. I would say I enjoyed it though, and it was unfortunate to see him Doug break his hand, because I felt like he was leading the fight up to that point, especially in that second round. Like, he was controlling on the ground, but I can't remember what strike it was. But when that hand broke, you could kind of tell he just walked off, turned his back and walked off, and you knew something was wrong. I thought it was a groin shot, but yeah, it was unfortunate the fight ended that way, especially as the main event.
What do you want to leave people with? This is the first time you've been on our podcast. It was you weren't co-main event, but you were one or two before main event there. What do you want people to remember about Tony Hope from this fight you had?
Just I'm here to put on a show. Like this has always been a dream of mine to be an athlete and being able to do this in this very competitive and dynamic sport. This is a blessing and a dream of me. So just remember my name, because like I said, I'm taking this sport seriously, and I'm gonna see how far it can take me. Next time I'm not gonna be 2 fights before the main event. Next time I know I'm gonna be the main event.
Tony Hope, hey, listen, I definitely see all of the potential, man, and it's the mindset too, bro. Like, you did a couple things throughout our conversation right now where it's just like, I know, like, I know I'm built for this. I'm ready for that. I love the attitude, bro. One thing, I would love to see you fight Seth Haas. I know I'm not the matchmaker, man, but I think you and Seth are both very tall 135ers, man, and I think y'all definitely both come to fight in due time. I'm just putting that out there, bro. But I just want to let you know, bro, like, I respect you 1,000%. We appreciate your time for you coming out here, man. And I see you being a model on the side too, bro. Don't think I don't see what's going on over here, bro.
Well, I'm doing a little bit of everything, like, I got these good looks. I know how to put on some clothes. So I'm seeing how far everything can take me, I'm only 20, so I got a long ways to go. I'm just trying to see whatever floats my boat,
Hey, man, look, continue to put on for the Georgia State University, man. Continue to put on for your family, man. Continue to put on for your gym, bro. Just continue to put on for the people, bro. We know we respect you. And until the next time, that's Tony Hope.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all.
And if you're good at podcasts, come on next time and show us how to work this podcast, because tonight we had trouble getting to Facebook. So you might be our new podcast chief engineer next week.
Oh, please let me know the next one, and I'll be there for sure.
Are you good at doing podcasts?
Yes, sir. Look, I'm here to learn, and I'm here to just try everything. So, yes, sir. I'm good to help y'all out next time.
You might be we might bring you to the NFC Southeastern headquarters next Monday.
Oh, wow, look at that, man. That would be amazing.
Hey,
it's also known
Tony.
as my house.
Yeah. All right. Thank y'all.
Peace.